My name is Staff Sergeant Cope. I'm an instructor here at the Sobolewski Air Assault School. Today we're going to be going over the M1151 Humvee. The reference material that covers that is TM 4-48.11. So the first thing that you're going to check on the Humvee, you're going to check the certain aircraft. Okay, it's also going to be the weight of the load, so that's going to be between 7,300 pounds and 11,500. Okay, you're going to check the link count. All right, so for 7,300 pounds, the link count is going to be 30. For 11,500 pounds, the link count is going to be 20. All right, and then the fuel level. The fuel level can be anything as long as it is 75% or less. All right, so once you've checked the load brief, you're going to turn around. First thing that you're going to check before actually touching anything, you're going to check your wheels. Make sure your wheels are facing the 12 o'clock. Next thing is your turret. You want to make sure your turret is facing the 12 o'clock as well. Don't worry about the shield. Shield can face in whatever direction it wants as long as the opening of the turret is facing that 12 o'clock. Once you've checked those things, you're going to go ahead and pick up your apex. All right, you're going to check for your bolt, your castellated nut, and your cotter pin. Once you've checked those, you're going to trace your sling legs to that first breakaway. You're going to ensure that you have your breakaway and it is 1/4-inch cotton webbing wrapped around one time and one time only. You're going to trace your legs till you see that second breakaway. That second breakaway is going to be between that potted eye. All right, and it's going to get, again, it's going to be 1/4-inch cotton webbing, one time and one time only. Then you're moving to your grab hook assembly. Your grab hook assembly, make sure it's not inverted, so your aluminum roller is going to be on the inside of that potted eye. Then you're going to move to your chain. Your chain is going to be wrapped around your lift point one time and one time only. Now with your excess, you're going to make sure your excess is wrapped around these two standing ends and is secured with type 3 nylon, all right, to one of those standing ends. Once you've checked this one, you're going to move to the second grab hook assembly. Same thing, make sure it's not inverted. You're checking to make sure this aluminum roller is on the inside of that potted eye. Next thing is you're going to check your lifting chain. Make sure it's going around your lift point one time and one time only. Then you're going to move to your excess. Make sure it's wrapped around these two standing ends and is secured with type 3 nylon to just one of those standing ends. Next thing that you're going to check for is tape. All right, so all lights, mirrors, and windows will be taped minus the windshield. So I'm going to check tape, tape, tape. Don't forget your blackout light. Make sure it has tape on it. Tape. And you're going to move off to the side. You're going to have two more, tape, tape. Now you're going to move to your hood latch. Your hood latch needs to be secured with a piece of tape. Also, checking to make sure this top pin portion sits on the very top. Next, you're going to move to your mirrors. You're going to ensure that your mirrors are taped. Also, both mirrors should be secured with a piece of type 3 nylon. So next, you're going to move to your windows. So your windows need to have tape on both sides. Now to your door. Your doors will be secured with a piece of type 3 nylon going from one end to the other. Now, for the front, make sure that it is either going underneath that steering wheel, it can go above the steering wheel, or it can also be on this other side of your two tie downs. It as long as it is not going through the steering wheel or between your tie downs, and it's good to go. Next, you're going to check your two tie downs. Make sure you have two tie downs with type 3 nylon and they are going to the frame of that seat. Next thing that I want you to remember is called up, skip, neutral. So what that means is your parking brake, it is up and engaged. you're gonna skip this middle transmission selector. Your bigger transmission selector is going to be in neutral. Next thing that you check is your engine cover. So your engine cover latch, make sure that it is secured properly. All right, so you're gonna go ahead and move to the back. On your window, make sure you have tape on both sides. You're gonna come to your doors, make sure it is secured with a piece of Type 3 nylon. And you're gonna get in the back of the Humvee. Next thing that you check are your turret latches. So there are 3 of them. They're silver and black. So you have 1, 2, and 3. So make sure those are locked and engaged. Next, you're gonna move to this orange handle, all right? That is your turret lock. All right, if your turret is facing 12 o'clock and it is locked and engaged, this handle will be going from orange over to this red handle. Once you've checked that, you're gonna go ahead and move around to the back. You're gonna check your lights, so tape and tape. Your antennas need to be taped as well. So you're gonna move right here, there's a light right here, so tape, tape, and tape. Now you're gonna move to your tailgate chain. Your tailgate chain must have a piece of Type 3 nylon going through that first link. It also needs to go through both of these holes. There's a hole right here, there's a hole right here. So 2 holes, make sure it's going through 2. If you do this little motion, you should be able to see the Type 3 nylon going through both holes. Also, you want to make sure that your hook, it is in both holes. Now, you want to go to the other side. You want to check tape and then tape on your lights. Same thing, you want to check your tailgate chain. Make sure that your tie down is going through your first link. It's also going through those 2 holes, and that your hook is going through those 2 holes as well. Next thing that you do is you're going to check your chain. You're gonna make sure that your chain is going one time only through this lift point. Then you're gonna pull this chain out as well. You're gonna make sure that your chain is not twisted. Once you get here, there's gonna be a link count of 3. You're gonna come over here to this chain. Same thing, you're gonna make sure that it's going one time only through your lift point. And you're gonna check these top 2 chains and make sure that they are not twisted. You're gonna get to your link count 3, so 1, 2, and 3 in that grab hook assembly. You're gonna make sure that your grab hook assemblies are not inverted. So aluminum roller is on the inside of that potted eye, aluminum roller is on the inside of that potted eye. So your first breakaway on the back, make sure it's going through those potted eyes and it's going through these 2 loops on the back of the Humvee. Next, you're going to check your hatch handle. Make sure your hatch handle is secure with a piece of Type 3 nylon. It needs to be going behind your breakaway, and it needs to be either secured to this side or this side. It does not matter as long as it's secured to one of these 2 sides. Next, you're gonna move to your toe pintle. Your toe pintle can be secured in one of 3 ways. You have your cotter pin as your primary, your secondary would be tape wrapped around, and then your third way would be Type 3 nylon going through all the holes that your cotter pin, so these holes. So moving down, we're gonna trace your sling legs. You're gonna go to that last breakaway, make sure that it is going around one time and one time only. And then you're gonna trace your legs all the way to your apex. You're gonna check your bolt, castellated nut, and cotter pin. The last thing that you check on the back, you're gonna check your antenna, make sure that it is taped. All right. Now you have 2 more lights on the side, so both of those are taped. Now you're gonna move to this door. Make sure there's tape on both sides. You're gonna check your door to make sure you have a tie down as well. You're gonna move up to the front. You're gonna check tape on both sides of that window. You're gonna confirm, check to make sure that you have your tie down on this door as well. Next thing that you're gonna look at is your battery box. All right, your battery box is gonna be secured with your latches and then a piece of tape over those latches. And there are 2 of them, 1 and 2. Don't forget the other engine cover latch right here as well. You're gonna come over here to this mirror, make sure that it is taped, and you're gonna check that tie down for your mirrors as well on this side. You're gonna come over to your hood latch, check to make sure there's a piece of tape over, and your pin is sitting on the highest portion right here. And you're gonna move to your last 2 lights and make sure that they are taped as well.